Howdy freeze dryers, we've been doing a lot of traveling this summer and we're always looking for new recipes while we're traveling, just as we hit different regions of the United States, or in some cases other countries. We ventured into Canada just a few short weeks ago, and who knows where it'll go from here. But in our travels, we went through Minnesota and specifically Duluth, which is a beautiful city. If you ever have a chance to get through Duluth, it borders Lake Superior. It's absolutely gorgeous and there's tons of stuff to do. We had a great time there. And while we were there, something kept coming up on menus that we would find. It was porridge, and it's one of the coolest freeze drying recipes that I have found in a while. It's very simple. It's not very many ingredients. Everything is freeze dryer friendly or shelf stable by itself without being freeze dried. It can be thrown together very, very quickly, and it's a great breakfast item. Breakfast items to me are very tough to come by with freeze drying because I just get sick of the same old eggs and bacon type of stuff. Porridge it just warms your soul. It's so good. It's actually really good for you. There's a lot of very hearty ingredients in it, and let's get started. So our porridge recipe could be made ahead of time as an entire recipe, or you could also rehydrate it with individual ingredients, which is what I'm going to try and do today. Very few ingredients, and I'm going to do a little bit of an experimentation today also. Porridge is basically a good quality wild rice. We want that to be pre-cooked. You also want craisins or cranberries, or I'm also going to try these big raisins. So we'll try both. It's traditionally made with hazelnuts. You could also make it with walnuts, which is what I'm doing. Sometimes it's difficult to find loose hazelnuts. You'll also need some blueberries, and I'm also going to throw some bananas in there. Those are not typically found in porridge, but I think it would go really well with what we have today. And then normally what gives the porridge its creaminess is heavy whipping cream. Anytime a recipe that I'm trying to freeze dry calls for heavy cream, I always substitute it with oat milk, because oat milk has the same texture and thickness as heavy cream, but it's very freeze dryer friendly. And last, to give us that very up north sweetness flavor, you need some real maple syrup. Don't skimp on the Aunt Jemima. Make it with real maple syrup. It makes all the difference, but it really adds a lot of flavor with that maple syrup. And maple syrup is not freeze dryer friendly. Ask me how I know. But I'm going to show you a workaround today to get this in the recipe without having to freeze dry it. The blueberries, I have a trick for you if you want to not have to cut every single blueberry in half. You can actually just freeze them, and when you freeze them, it puts a little crack in them and they will actually freeze dry that way. Bananas, if you're gonna put bananas in this recipe, I think it will add a lot of sweetness, because without the maple syrup, it does not have a whole bunch of sweetness, or if you're just trying to cut down on the sugar amount. We will put the syrup in. I'm gonna show you how to get around putting the syrup directly into it until after you rehydrate it. But if you wanna cut down on the syrup amount, these bananas will help a lot. So next we have nuts, we have raisins, we have craisins. These will also, the raisins and the craisins will also add a lot of sweetness. Normally a traditional porridge calls for cranberries. Cranberries are very sour, very tart. So I think if we can bypass just putting this in instead, I think we'll actually get kind of the same result, but we'll add some more sweetness as well. And really the nuts and the raisins and the craisins by themselves, they're pretty shelf stable by themselves. They'll store a long time. But because I just can't help myself, I just love to experiment, and I want to cut some of these in half and actually try and freeze dry them. I know that people say nuts will not do well because they are oily, but I've never tried it myself. I really just want to try a small amount and see what happens to a small amount of walnuts, and or you could use hazelnuts, and as well as these raisins and craisins. I'm gonna cut them in half. I'll fill one tray with that. Our last tray we're gonna reserve for some cooked wild rice. For the rice, we're gonna do the best way there is possible to cook rice in the Instant Pot. We're gonna want 4 cups of water in the Instant Pot. You wanna rinse all of your rice first, and then we're gonna add 2 cups of wild rice to that 4 cups of water. We're gonna put the lid on, and this stuff is actually gonna go in for 30 minutes, which is quite a bit more than normal, but this stuff is pretty tough stuff. So we want our pressure level on high, pressure cook for 30 minutes. We're gonna let this naturally release after it's done. And then while we're waiting for this rice to cook, I'll show you a couple of tricks for the maple syrup, and I'll show you a couple ways that you can store these craisins or raisins or nuts for longer term storage. For the nuts and for raisins or cranberries or craisins or whatever you're doing, just go right into a ball jar with them, and then we're gonna vacuum seal them in the Avid Armor. And this will keep them soft, it'll keep them fresh for a lot longer than if they were just in their regular package. For our syrup, I like to use a trick with Mylar that I've used with condiments and several other things really. Syrup will stay shelf stable for a very long time. So what I like to do is just cut my Mylar to whatever size I think I need, and then I take a sealer like this, and then I kind of divide it into individual packet sizes. Once I have it divided into the size that I want, I cut down this strip. That gives me a little individual packet that you can then fill with syrup. Then you're just gonna take that packet and seal it closed. Just like that. So you can either make this so it's the right amount that you need to add to your serving size, or you can just make it as big, as small as you want, and then just add in as much as you want to the recipe for sweetness. All right, I think we have all of the ingredients we need for porridge now. Wild rice, our bananas to add a little extra sweetness, craisins, raisins, walnuts, can't wait to see how these turn out, and our whole blueberries. This wasn't a real full load, as you can see, but there were some definite wet food products in here, blueberries and bananas. Rice usually doesn't take very long, even though you think it would because there's so much water in it. But this took about 27 hours. Let's go to the freeze drying kitchen. We'll get a meal in a jar recipe put together, and then we'll go rehydrate this in beautiful Idaho. This is gonna be for a 2-serving portion, and we're gonna do 2 cups of our freeze-dried wild rice. And then we're gonna do our blueberries next, and the whole blueberries, after we froze them, actually turned out really well. They completely dried. You can see just that little crack by freezing them allowed all of the moisture to escape. We're gonna do about 1/4 cup of these blueberries. All of these ingredients that will follow the rice will kind of be open to whatever you want to do, however much or little of these you want to put in, because depending on whether you like some of the ingredients or don't like some of the ingredients, or you are not using them at all. And then we're also going to do 1/4 cup of our freeze-dried craisins or raisins. I'm going to do both actually, and it's kind of interesting how these turned out. They're almost like a dehydrated raisin, even though raisins are already kind of dehydrated. Kind of crunchy, still a little bit chewy, probably because of the sugar amount in there. But either way, I would say 1/8 to 1/4 cup of those. They do shrink quite a bit, but if you are using fresh raisins like these, they're quite a bit bigger, so they're gonna take up more space. Keep in mind when you're adding these ingredients, just imagine it when it's rehydrated. You don't want to overpower everything with raisins or overpower everything with blueberries. And then for our walnuts or hazelnuts, depending on what you're going to do, you want to do probably 1/4 to 1/2 cup of those as well. These are freeze dried, and I did freeze dry them because I was curious. The end result for these walnuts, these were store-bought walnuts, and there's no difference in my opinion. By the time you buy something in a store, it's been kind of sitting for a long time anyway. If you're using fresh walnuts, you know that they're a lot more tender than what you buy in the store. So that would probably make a bigger difference if you tried to freeze dry them. And then last, I want to do 1/4 cup of oat milk. If you're doing heavy cream, you may need to adjust it. What you're looking for in the recipe is about 1/2 cup of heavy cream or oat milk after it's rehydrated. Just don't forget your maple syrup. Also, don't forget the bananas if you're trying to substitute some of that maple syrup with some additional sweetness. So I think what I'm gonna do is fine tune this and figure out our perfect rehydration amount, and I'll meet you in Idaho. All right, well, we made it to the beautiful Teton Valley, Idaho, and we try and make it out here every year to do a little paddling and a little biking, but what goes perfect with what we do here is a little porridge. It's a little chilly this morning, and our freeze-dried porridge will warm you up real quick. I ended up using about 2 cups plus or minus of hot water to our porridge mixture, just depending on the ingredients that you added in or if you left some out. So you can throw all of your ingredients into the jar, and just add your hot water and let it sit. Some of the ingredients will take a while. The raisins will take a little bit. The blueberries actually worked really well whole. You're gonna wanna let it sit for probably a good 5 to maybe even 10 minutes. Otherwise, you can just throw all of your ingredients into a pan, add your water, or you can cook this on a stovetop or an open flame for about 5 to 10 minutes as well. You wanna make sure your rice gets fully rehydrated. So there's your finished product. It actually rehydrates really well. You have to make sure that you give these blueberries enough time to rehydrate, but the blueberries in whole form, as long as you freeze them whole first before you freeze dry them, give them plenty of time to rehydrate. They're actually my favorite part of this. And if you do it right, you have the right amount of maple syrup and the right amount of milk, you should have this creamy texture. And I rehydrated some of this for my whole family and everyone seemed to like it, so it must be a winner. The recipe I was using called for 1/4 cup of maple syrup. To me, that was really, really sweet, especially with the extra fruit, raisins and blueberries, and we added some bananas too. That added a lot of extra sweetness. I don't think it was actually necessary. I actually cut down the maple syrup amount to 1/8 cup. But this to me is my new favorite breakfast recipe. It's just something that you don't really see a lot, but it's so easy to rehydrate and you're using a lot of common freeze-dried ingredients. It's a great way to start the day. It's a great way to do a float trip, which is what our plans are for today. In the meantime, remember to live life simple. We'll catch you next week.